everyone, my name is Sarah Starziak and I am a market product manager here at SICK Sensor Intelligence. I am responsible for our safety light curtain portfolio, and today I will be discussing some applications that we solve using our light curtains in the tire industry. Here we have our DTEC 4 safety light curtain. This light curtain has two different parts, a sender side and a receiver side. The sender is responsible for sending out light to the receiver side. The receiver is where all of the processing occurs for the individual light beams. At SICK, we actually have two different types of safety light curtains when we talk about resolution. The first one is 14mm resolution, which is used for finger protection. Then we have our 30mm resolution light curtain that is used for hand protection. We have a variety of different light curtain lengths as well. So depending on your application, we can support many different protective field heights. Our shortest light curtain is shown here. This is our 300mm light curtain. We also have light curtains all the way up to 2100mm. So we're sure to find one that would fit into your application. All of our DTEC 4 light curtains actually have what we call a system plug that you can see on the back of this light curtain here. With these, we can actually program specific functionalities that help our light curtains better solve your applications. Today, I will be focusing on some of those functions that we can program using our dip switches and our system plugs to help support applications within the tire industry. I will be discussing a feature called Dynamic Protective Field Width. This is recommended for tire builder machines or machines that typically have parts that are moving and changing their different detection widths. So this is great in instances where you're looking to put on the tire sidewalls. And so if you have a light curtain mounted to this machine and it's moving in and out, it will automatically calibrate the light curtain so there is no need to have any unwanted process interruptions. When we configure this, we actually have the option to support 3 different detection ranges or detection widths between our sender and receivers. The first one is low, so this is between 0.15 meters up to 5 meters. Then we have our mid-range that supports between 1 and 10 meters, and then our high range that supports between 2 and 20 meters. You can actually easily program this using a feature that we have called our SICK Safety Assistant app. Within this, it will show you how to set the dip switches on the back of our light curtain system plug. You can set it for your specific range. Here I have our system plug 2. This is the system plug that will go on the receiver side of the light curtain because that's where the intelligent processing occurs. If I remove this cap here, you'll be able to see our dip switches. Within this feature set, we'll be programming the dip switches in rows B and C. So that's the bottom 2 rows. So once you figure out the width you're looking to safeguard, you can then set your dip switches according to our dip switch configurator in the SICK Safety Assistant app. In some applications, we're looking to safely transport material along a conveyor or in and out of a hazardous area. With safety light curtains, we call this muting, which is known as the temporary bypass of the protection of our safety light curtains that allows for material to be conveyed through. With this, oftentimes within the tire industry, we have the wig-wag machine, and those carts need to be transported out of the hazardous material zone. So with that, this allows us to be able to transport those carts out safely while safeguarding the hazard while the wig-wag machine is in operation. With muting, we are able to support this locally at our safety light curtain. Again, this is something that you can set using our dip switches. As I mentioned, in tire applications, we typically want to measure for what we call exit monitoring. So that specific type of muting can be configured as shown here on this slide. As far as muting accessories, in order to mute at the light curtain, you will need a supplementary muting node. Here I have our two different muting nodes that we have at SICK. As you can see here, they are labeled with A1 and A2. That's where we typically connect our muting sensor inputs, so we can take in those signals locally at the light curtain and have only one cable running back to our safety controller. This reduces the need to program within your safety PLC or safety controller. It reduces I/O and really makes for easy integration. As I mentioned, we have two different types of muting nodes here. The first one, you'll notice it has this circle with an X. This is for a muting lamp connection. You can easily connect this directly to the node and it will show the status of the muting at the light curtain. Otherwise, this is our IO-Link node. This is great if you're setting up a muting condition for the first time, and if you're looking to troubleshoot any timing or spacing between your sensors, you can actually use a data recorder within our SICK SOPAS tool and be able to record and see real time what is going on with our muting inputs as we are configuring that type of solution. Now I will be talking about smart box detection. This is a feature built into our DTEC 4 safety light curtains that allows for human material differentiation. The way that this works is it looks for an object that has a rectangular contour. It allows that object to pass through the light curtain. This can be different than muting because with muting, we have the temporary bypass of the entire safety light curtain. This means that the light curtain goes inactive. But with smart box detection, as an object passes through, the top portion of the light curtain remains active. This is great for saving space on the shop floor and preventing or reducing the space needed to access the hazard. This is a great solution if you're looking to find something to safeguard your tire cooling process. As tires are laying flat on a conveyor, these typically do have rectangular contours, so it does actually work for smart box detection, leveraging tires laying flat. Here I'll walk you through how it works. Here I have a box with a rectangular contour. I'm going to feed it through our safety light curtain. You'll notice that the end cap goes yellow, so it's in a state allowing smart box detection to be active. Once it's clear, the light curtain goes green. Throughout that entire process, our safety signal remains high, which the machine is still able to operate. Now, if I feed this box through with my hand on top, you'll notice it goes red. This is due to the fact that it noticed a non-rectangular contour and the side of the box changed the profile as it was going through. With this, there is some limitations of the technology. You will need to use a light curtain with a 14mm resolution. There is also a minimum height of an object, which you surely won't encounter in the tire industry, of 134mm. We also cannot block the entire protective field height, so we'll need to have at least two of the top two beams remain active throughout the entire object passing through. This again is a feature that you can program using our dip switches on our System Plug 2. With this, it's important to note that we need to have a light curtain that has firmware version 1.1 or newer. This can be found on the back of the light curtain next to the part number. Overall, smart box detection is a great way to increase your machine uptime and improve overall process productivity, allowing you to safeguard areas that may, in the past, have been difficult to safeguard. It alleviates the need for having muting sensors, and so that makes it even easier to initiate and install. Another question I get with smart box detection is, do I have to teach in the height of the object? The answer is no. As long as it follows those mandatory and required heights, you are able to allow any box to pass through with a rectangular contour, as long as it does not change height as it is going through the curtain. This means if you have boxes of different sizes, you will need to make sure that there is a required gap between your objects on the conveyor. If you have any questions about safety light curtains, including dynamic protective field width, smart box detection, or muting, you can find out more at sick.com or contact us at info@sick.com.